Magic is in the air tonight, and the Wizards are looking crisp with that new logo. Welcome to Minor League Esports, everyone. My name is Sleegy. Join with me is the Big Mac Dan, and we've got week 9 of the regular season, which means playoffs are just around the corner. And starting us off tonight is going to be a Foundation League encounter between the Eclipse and the Hurricanes in a series brimming with playoff implications.
Yeah, we have the Hurricanes currently sat at the top of the Storm division. All they need are 2-game wins during this series to secure a top 2 finish in their group and progress into the playoff scene. Meanwhile, the Eclipse are currently sat at the bottom of the Storm division. They need to pick up at least 2-game wins to remain in the playoff hunt, and they need maybe a few more than that just to even have a chance come next week. It's going to be a close series, I feel like, between these two teams. You've got the Eclipse, who are struggling to find their feet, but the Hurricanes, off the back of a big loss last week to the Lightning, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to keep the momentum they've had all season going into this week.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be really interesting to see how both of these teams react, especially, like we mentioned, with just all of the playoff implications that are on the line here. Maintaining momentum is critical throughout the season, but building momentum early on in this series is what I feel is really going to be a deciding factor, because if you can start to get things rolling in your favor early on, you can use that to build upon it and push even farther from there. So I'm really looking at the early play here in this game, Dan, to sort of figure out who's going to be coming out on top first and who's going to have to be doing the catch-up work. But with that, who do you think is going to be coming out on top for this series and with everything on the line?
I personally have my money on the Hurricanes. They've been great all throughout the season. A couple of hiccups here and there, but the last time they took on the Eclipse this season, they swept them 5-0. They have looked great. Especially Frogdog, who is playing in this series again. I can see them taking this series in a comfortable manner. What about you?
I see the Hurricanes doing pretty much the same as you. I don't know if it'll be as comfortable. The Eclipse have a lot rolling on their side, but only time will truly tell as we get ready to roll underway with game number 1 between the Eclipse and Hurricanes. And it starts with possession by the Hurricanes as Stanley sends it downfield. Going to be a pass over to Frogdog. Good clear into the corner. He's got Stanless waiting out around mid. Be back out. Stanless taking a shot. It's going to be high. Frogdog has the potential for the rebound, and he's going to get it through, and what a wonderful start for the Hurricanes.
High pressure early on. We're only 30 seconds in, and the ball has barely left the Eclipse's side. Frogdog with a great shot there. Just puts it to the side of Suck. He can't get on the end of it. And an early lead for the Hurricanes is pretty much what we expected out of this series.
That it is, and so now it's going to be up to the Eclipse to try and respond. As we get Sad Boy trying to make his way around this, he gets a good initial touch. Frogdog quickly picking it back up to send it downfield. Off the corner, he's able to maintain possession around Sad Boy. He's just got to beat Suck, but he's not going to be able to get it around. Stanless waiting. Gets one good touch over Suck, another, but it's not going to be able to make it past the second time around. As Eclipse struggling to hold on to possession right now. It's Hurricanes yet again picking this up, moving it around the sidewall. We're seeing the Hurricanes really play aggressively right now. They've been doing a good job of holding on to the ball and possession, sort of controlling the pace of the game. And it's been the Eclipse who've been sort of having to respond up to this point.
Yeah, they've been sort of playing passively, reactionary type play, sitting back in their own half, waiting for the Hurricanes to either make a mistake or give them the ball as a shot comes in from Sad Boy. Good save from Frog, able to play it on the far wall. And he looked like he had a moment there where he just stopped playing, but it's fine now as the ball goes to Suck. I'm looking to see the Eclipse try and get some aggressive plays themselves, try and take control of this ball, send it deep into the Hurricanes half, and allow them to get a good amount of shots on net to really threaten that Hurricanes defense.
Well, it's a threatening shot right now. What a pass from Stanless, or from Frogdog. Stanless to finish it off. And this is just a prime example of creating your own space. It's a beautiful play that draws Suck out of position, and they're able to make it 2-0.
Yeah, it was a great little piece of play there from Frogdog, able to control the ball from the Eclipse. I think it was Sad Boy's touch, able to read it well, control it, flick it past both, set Standless up with basically an open net. And I look to see Frogdog continue his momentum. He's one of the key players that the Hurricanes have had this season. He's one of the best players in the Foundation League. And if he can keep up that level of performance, I think it's only a matter of time before we see him on a Stars of the Week.
A matter of time indeed, as it's the Hurricanes pressing again. Sad Boy able to gain possession. Looking to dribble it around, gets it past one, almost past two. It was a good solo effort there from Sad Boy as he used possession to his advantage, but the ball moving a bit too quickly just gets away from him. They're not able to get back in this game. It's still a 2-0 deficit as we cross over into the second half here.
Yeah, the Eclipse have been looking good when they've come to the Hurricanes half, just the finishing has not been there yet. I'm looking to see them try more passing plays in the midfield, because if they can get both players going on offense, I feel like it's only a matter of time before the Hurricanes defense is broken down and beaten.
Well, we'll see the Eclipse pressing right now as Sad Boy puts that off the back wall. It was a good thought to try and create space, but unfortunately Suck just not there to respond, and then Suck able to actually reach back around. I thought that was going to be a goal for a moment, but good job onto Stuck for sticking with the play, making sure that he stayed in front as it continues to be Pepper's shot at goal from the Hurricanes. But now we're starting to see them not able to finalize these last touches.
Yeah, it's something they're going to have to be able to do in a series like this, where every match is going to be close. You have to be able to put away the chances you have. Both teams seem a little bit timid on the offensive side, not really throwing everything at the offense. You see the Eclipse sitting with a guy always back in the midfield, not really overcommitting. And I feel like that's going to throughout the series to take this game a good chance. And I'm just going to play towards Standless.
Well, there could be another opportunity here as well. Double commit on the save, and they're not going to be able to get back in front of it. It's the Hurricanes continuing to dominate on open space given to them by the Eclipse as they struggle defensively to not panic in these situations.
Yeah, the entire offensive front from the Hurricanes, they've been dominant when it comes to shooting. They're going 6 shots for the Eclipses, 1. A bit of a miscommunication there from Standless and Frog, but throughout most of this game, there hasn't been that many miscommunications. The two have been playing really well. Suck with an attempt at a double touch, unable to find the target. I think as we look towards game 2, I'm thinking we're going to see more of the same as this series progresses. The Hurricanes have just looked really composed and in control of this ball throughout most of game 1.
And they continue to keep that control deep into the half. Only 20 seconds remaining. This game all but secured for them. But for the Eclipse, if they could try and get something back, it could build momentum, but it's just not going to happen right now as Frog Dog taking advantage of, yet again, too much open space that the Eclipse are letting them have.
Yeah, it was a great piece of play there from Standless to get the ball over the last defender, set up the shot for Frog Dog, and it's that type of play, those sort of teamwork plays, the teammate-centric plays that the Hurricanes have been showing all season long. They're showing in great quality here, and I'm looking to see them continue to do as this series progresses. The clock ticks down at 0, the ball touches the floor, the Hurricanes take game 1.
Yeah, and just a really good beginning of this series for them. We're seeing a lot of aggression come out. 8 shots on target, only 2 for the side of the Eclipse. And that just really goes to show how this entire game went down, Dan. The Eclipse, we saw, never really able to get out of their half. They had a couple of good looks downfield, but when you're spending 80-90% of the game trying to defend yourself from the onslaught that the Hurricanes were bringing, it becomes difficult to maintain composure when you are finally able to start pushing farther down the field.
Yeah, and you've got when you're going up against a team like Frog and Standless, 2 players who are both clinical on offense and also very solid defensively. It's very hard to find any openings, any chances, especially when you're getting dominated throughout the pitch. And to be able to even pose a threat to their offense, to their defense, to any part of their gameplay, it is very difficult to do.
Yeah, it really is. But, there's still a lot of time left in this series. The Eclipse have 4 games in front of them to start to turn around the tide and get back in the driver's seat. But right now, they're going to have to run up this bus that is the game, because the Hurricanes are all the way up there piloting everything themselves. And it's going to be a lot for the Eclipse to try and catch up at this point.
Yeah, and I'm looking to see a bit more of that urgency on offense. I want to see Suck. I want to see Sad Boy get some offense going, play aggressive on that offense as we look to start this game 2. I want to see them. Ooh, appears we're having a bit of technical difficulties here.
It looks like
the game has started and no one's on the pitch.
So we're gonna have to get a server reset on that real quick. Players joined and then decided not to join for a moment. So as soon as we get that worked out, we'll get the game back on air for you. But, you know, just to take another moment here, we were talking about sort of what the Eclipse needed to do to get themselves back in the series. But the Hurricanes, I mean, what they need to do to stay in the series is essentially maintain course. And the best way to do that, especially in the Foundation League, is just through sheer unadulterated pressure downfield. Don't give them a chance to think. Don't give them a chance to set up plays. Just stuff it down your throat. And even if the shots aren't necessarily on target at this skill level, just consistent pressure will eventually lead to a big enough hole where you can put it on target with no one really being there to save it.
Yeah, and especially when you have 2 very prolific goal scorers in Frog and Stanless, 2 players who've been dominating Foundation League throughout the season, both in the top 10 of the entire player base of FL, 2 of the best players we've ever seen in Foundation League, and the ability for them to link up on so many occasions on offense, take a defender, take 2 defenders out of position. It's been their play style throughout most of the season, and I can't wait to see them continue it as we will look forward to the rest of this series.
Yeah, game 2 coming underway just shortly. We're just getting the new server up and ready to go. The Hurricanes holding a 1-0 lead in this series, as we saw them essentially dismantle the Eclipse defensively and expose holes in that sort of team structure that the Eclipse hasn't really seen before up to this point. The series absolutely still massive for both of these teams as far as playoffs go. So it's going to be really important for both sides, if you're the Eclipse, to get back in, and if you're the Hurricanes, to try and, you know, work your way through this series methodically to ensure that you don't start giving away momentum, because the second the Eclipse starts getting momentum, we could really see a changing of tides.
Mm-hmm. And knowing that the Hurricanes now only need to win this next game to take their place in the playoffs for this season, all the pressure is now going to be on them. Can they keep this momentum that they've garnered through game 1, that they've used to just completely sweep aside the Eclipse's defense? And will they be able to carry that through into this game and take their rightful place, many would say, in the playoffs?
Well, only time will tell, and that time reading 5 minutes on the clock with zeros on the scoreboard. As we get underway, it'll be Suck taking control, but not for long. Frog Dog following it quickly, looking for a demo on Sad Boy. Sad Boy able to just eke out of the way. So we'll see Suck putting pressure on the ball. Back down to Sad Boy, but a missed hit off the sidewall. He's able to keep with it, though, as they send it downfield. The Eclipse looking to add some offensive pressure. It's a good pass off the backboard. Sad Boy is there, but it's going to ping off the post. And a close one there for the Eclipse, who are trying to get on the board early. Almost, but Stanless able to just stay in front of that on the goal line.
Yeah, the Eclipse have had 2 of the best looks they've had the entire series in just a matter of seconds. And now another one looks to be on. Suck with another shot. Pings off the bar again. A demo from Sad Boy to stop Stanless from clearing it. But you've got to be thinking they have to put these chances away, especially against a team like the Hurricanes, who can capitalize so quickly on a defensive mistake and get a goal for themselves. Another ball comes sending down the field. They need to start getting some accuracy, or at least finding a way to take a defender out of that net. Otherwise, they're going to be trapped in their own half again, and the Hurricanes are just going to come at them and just keep scoring.
Well, we'll see if they're able to do that. 1.5 minutes just about gone at this point, and it's been Eclipse who's came out of this game strong so far, but the Hurricanes, with their attacking prowess, could strike at any moment. Suck looking for a shot on target there. He wasn't able to find it. And now Frog Dog, the clear of his own, looking to get the team set up, but it sucked to send it back downfield again. Frog Dog was waiting deep in the midfield. He's able to get around this as it wasn't on target. That sort of open space we're seeing the Eclipse take advantage of. They just need to pick it up slightly on their final bit of finishing because they're having opportunities right now.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes gone. We've already had, I would say, a complete switch in terms of quality of play. You've got the Hurricanes mostly sitting in their own half, and anytime they clear the ball, it's with a long clear that the Eclipse are immediately sending it right back into their half. It's barely any possession for the Hurricanes, and it's that sort of stylistic shift. We're now seeing a more aggressive, more cohesive Eclipse roster that has really turned the tide in this game too.
Oh, and this could be an opportunity right here. The ball coming so close to the line. Stanless able to find actually a really impressive touch there to get the ball off the goal line. So the Eclipse, try as they might to add offensive pressure downfield, have not been able to crack the egg of this Hurricanes defense. Another opportunity, though, of developing here is Suck getting it around. Sad Boy in the air. It's going to put it near, but it's not on target. Frog Dog gets to clear off the post for insurance. But Eclipse, this is what, their fourth, fifth opportunity that's looked really good on goal, and they just haven't been able to execute. What a shot from Frog Dog!
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was talking about. The Hurricanes are able to turtle up a little bit, like see off the offensive pressure from the Eclipse, and now with a goal to their name off of their first real offensive chance this game, it's got to be soul crushing if you're one of the Eclipse players, if you're Sad Boy, if you're Sucked. You've tried, you've had 3 minutes of pure pressure, and the one time they get a chance, they bury it past both of you. What do you do at that point? If you're a player on the Eclipse and you've just been that disheartened with the shot like that, another great save from Frog.
Yeah, and just the power on that shot, the energy that he put through it. And speaking of energy, if that shot impressed you, go ahead and clip it and send it to us. It could be part of the Balls Guarana Play of the Week. Winner of that gets an entire case of Balls Guarana Natural Energy all to themselves. So even at any point something incredible happens, clip it, send it to us on Twitter or through the Discord, and you might send someone home with a free case of balls. But that was almost the Eclipse sending a ball deep into the opposing net. Opportunity squandered by the Hurricanes in transition, but they're still holding on to this 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and with a minute left to go, you've got to be thinking that the Eclipse have got to send a Hail Mary at some point towards the Hurricanes net. They've been sat now in their own half for the last 10 seconds. Every chance they've had is just not working out. Sad Boy can't keep it out. Frog Dog doubles the lead with 45 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and Sad Boy, I understand the situation you're in here with how close Frog Dog is, but I think you either need to go for the demo or you need to go for the ball. Him trying to just find the bump because he wasn't supersonic is not going to be enough to deter him in that situation, and ultimately he ends up knocking him into it and essentially helping him score the goal. 35 seconds is a 2-0 lead for the Hurricanes, and the Eclipse just struggling to find any sort of momentum right now. They've had excellent positions downfield, which really should have been a goal like that right there, but either through poor finishing or excellent defense, they just haven't been able to break past the Hurricanes yet.
Yeah, defensively, the Hurricanes have absolutely stepped it up this game. They've been under pressure for the majority of it, and with 6 saves between them, 3 apiece, they have looked incredible in this game. It is a true testament to why they are one of the best teams in the Blue Conference, and they take game 2 not with ease but with confidence now as they secure a playoff place for this season.
Yeah, they're securing that playoff space, but every single game in this series and in the rest of the season still incredibly critical as far as seeding is concerned. So I'm going to look to see the Hurricanes really just step on the gas here and try and punch their way to a sweep if they can in this series. Because right now, I mean, we talked about it a little bit. We knew the Hurricanes were going to be strong coming in, but the Hurricanes looking like they very well could shut the Eclipse out. And I want to see the Eclipse start to bring momentum back in their side to ease the tension that they're feeling right now.
Yeah, and especially when you look at stats like this. The Eclipse had 9 shots during that game, the Hurricanes had 2. The Eclipse had 0 goals, the Hurricanes had 2. Every single shot the Hurricanes put on target found its way into the back of the net, and the Eclipse just could not get it past that defensive line. I don't know if it's a mix of luck, skill, composure, or what exactly it is that has driven the Hurricanes to be this successful on all aspects of their game this season, but I'm looking to see them do it again, show their skill, show their class, and hopefully take this series with this next game.
Well, hopefully indeed, but there's still plenty of time for the Eclipse to start mounting some sort of comeback. We've seen it be 2 games where they haven't been able to find a goal. Maybe they're able to start that here as we get ready to get underway with game number 3. The Hurricanes have a 2-0 lead in this series. They look to get the win here, but if you're new to minor league esports, we do have series games. We don't do best ofs, which means that regardless of what happens in this game, we will see all 5 matches played out between these 2 teams.
It's a great start there from Sadboy, a great beat on defense, and now Suck with an attempted shot. That's a great save from Stanless. He's been the MVP, I feel like, for the Hurricanes throughout this series. He's been great on offense, he's been brilliant in defense, and another demo from him as a shot comes out from Frog, a good save from the last defender. It's been the Hurricanes show to run today.
Yeah, that it has. Opportunity on the shot there. Sadboy was looking for a quick way to get around on that angle. Came close, but no cigar on this one as the Hurricanes look to send it back downfield themselves. That's on target. Suck able to find its way in front. Stanless with a shot of his own, but an easy clear there for Sadboy as he looks to get it back downfield on the transition.
Yeah, it was a great little piece of defensive clearance there from Stanless. Oh, beautiful ball control. He has an open net to shoot at, but Sadboy rotates back. Great defensive rotation, able to just get in front of that shot, and now looks to bring the Eclipse on a counter-attack. Suck unable to read the ball in the air. Stanless going to clean it up in the midfield, and it's that type of aggressive play that we saw the Eclipse pull out to begin game 2, but it seemed like it sort of petered out towards the end of it when the Hurricanes took those goals. I'm looking to see it come back a little bit more in this one. Play high aggressive, high passing and high demo play to take out that Hurricanes defense.
The Eclipse are showing good offensive pressure right now, and Sadboy looks to get that lined up for Suck. Shot was on target, but Frog Dog cutting it off quickly. Now he's got possession of the ball. Stanley supporting him in the midfield. I don't know what just happened there for the Eclipse, but that was a monumentous mistake that directly leads to the goal.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's happened. The replay doesn't show it. It only shows the empty net. I think both players went for the back boost or something, and both the lack of communication, perhaps, leading to Frog Dog having an open net to shoot at. It's the easiest goal he's going to get. And now you've got to think the flame has been lit. The spark has been lit underneath the Eclipse. They have to get this goal, or this series will be out of their reach.
Oh, that's a good dunk from Frog Dog coming straight back down for Stanless. Beat on Sadboy. Still in front. Suck able to just get around to find the save. Now he'll push it downfield himself as he demos Frog Dog, but Frog Dog able to find the touch. It'll be Sadboy again. Good touch from Frog Dog back downfield. We're seeing Eclipse start to play a little bit more aggressively right now. The Hurricanes responding effectively. Stanless is trying to maintain possession here, almost dribbling it in front of the goal there. Sadboy was just looking for a way to get in front. As we cross over into the second half in this game, it's still the Eclipse struggling to find any sort of momentum.
Good attempt at a shot there from Frog Dog. Yeah, it feels like they're throwing the kitchen sink at the defense. A great demo from Sadboy. The shot's not on target. Ball across the box, and Frog Dog's going to clean it up again. You cannot break down this Hurricanes defense.
Oh, well, this could be the first goal. There it is. Suck finally able to break the habit of no goals for the Eclipse as he sends one in from midfield.
I think it was a little miss there from Stanless trying to clear up Frog Dog's defensive touch. He just misses the ball, leaves Frog as the last man standing. All it takes is one dunk and it's an open net. And finally, the Eclipse have a goal to their name, and it's a crucial time to get one as well. Score 1-1 with 1:50 to go. Hopefully they can keep this momentum going now and see if they can make this series a lot closer than it has been.
Oh, they have an opportunity to get a second on the board, but Sad Boy, too nervous right in front of goal, wants to make sure he doesn't get it off target, ends up spending too much time, and it's blocked away by the Hurricanes. Suck with another opportunity, and an air dribble almost passed, but Stanless with the read, and the plays now beginning to come from the Eclipse after they finally broke that scoreless streak.
Yeah, and getting that one goal is a confidence booster that they needed to get, especially after such a tough game too, where you go 9 shots for no goals, finally getting one here, and a 10 from Stanless goes in front of the net. He's not going to find the back of it, and Suck is now going to look to dribble this away. He's really come into his own this game, I feel like, for the Eclipse.
Oh, and what a shot from Suck. Excellent read off the back wall, and that's going to be the first lead that Eclipse has seen so far this series. My goodness, that shot.
Yeah, and people talk about the caster's curse. I feel like that was a caster's blessing. I mentioned Suck, he scores a goal, and now the Eclipse lead 2-1. I want to see this momentum carry on. I want to see them get more goals. Go on, Eclipse. You can do it, boys. Woo.
That's all.
Just saved.
Oh, this could be a third on the board. No one's back. Suck is clear, and nothing going to be able to stop him on his way to a hat trick in this game. Absolutely popping off right now.
And to think he came in as a substitute today for, I believe it was Mbizzle, was supposed to be playing in his stead. A reserve who's not had any game time this season for the Eclipse, or any game time at all in MLE, finally gets to show his graft on the stream, and he's just done superbly this game. Let's see if he can continue that momentum as we head towards game 4. It's a 2-goal lead with 25 seconds remaining. Can the Hurricanes pull this back? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure for this game. I think we're going to see the Eclipse keep their hopes of winning this series alive as they're starting to play with a hell of a lot more energy right now. Suck looking to make it his 4th. It's not going to happen. It should be an easy goal for the Hurricanes, and it will be. But with 2 seconds left, the Eclipse have to hold on.
Yeah, we all know how harsh Rocket League can be. You can have just one bad kickoff and all of a sudden the game is turned around. It is a cruel, cruel game. Let's just hope that they don't mess this up to the point where the Hurricanes take the game. Nope, they don't. The Eclipse take game 3, and a necessary win to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, and they do it with absolute style as well. Suck just popping off in that game. He secures himself a hat trick. He had 3 saves as well, 7 shots. Just absolute massive performance from him there. And it keeps, like you said, their playoff hopes alive. It also keeps their hopes of taking a series win here alive. And the Hurricanes have got to watch out because now the Eclipse have built some momentum. It felt really, especially near the end of that game, that they were feeling good. And if they can start transferring that emotion of happiness into productive goals downfield, the Hurricanes are they're gonna start having a problem on their hands.
Absolutely, and especially when you have a guy like Suck finally finding his feet in the series, and Sad Boy as well. Defensively, I rock for the Eclipse this series, for this game. My apologies. It just feels like it's all going well for them now. It's like they've found the switch to turn it up to 2nd gear, and now they're just revving straight up it all the way up to 3rd through 4th, and it just feels like they're going to continue to improve and escalate their performance until they take this to a game 5.
I mean, they've started the path, but we cannot ignore how well the Hurricanes played in those first 2 games. It is still very possible that the Hurricanes just had a bit of an off game, something where they weren't really expecting. So you can't count the Hurricanes as starting to be on the downward trend here yet. We're going to need to see the Eclipse continue this sort of attacking prowess into this. Otherwise, it's going to be right back into the Hurricanes' hand.
100%. And knowing that the sort of the offensive bite that the Hurricanes had throughout game 1 and 2, it seemed to fall off in that game. They weren't able to get the shots past the defense, and now, hopefully, for their sakes, they're able to find whatever made it work in game 1 and game 2 and try and recreate that here as they look to take the series.
Well, that's going to be a good 50 there in the side. Stanless trying to take a shot, comes close. Will be Suck on transition. Frogdog with a touch to the side wall. Be him again following it up. Sad Boy able to get one touch on that, but it'll be Stanless to receive. Tries to slow it down. It's a double commit from the Eclipse. Frog Dog with an open net, but Sad Boy closing the distance quickly. Able to just find a touch on that in time. As 50 seconds gone, and we've seen opportunities for both sides.
Sad Boy there. Really good defensive rotation to get back in front of that shot from, I believe it was Frog Dog, and he needs to keep that defensive rotation good. It was the one thing he had going for him throughout that game. He was the almost like a center back, if we can use a soccer reference, for the Eclipse, and it's that sort of a defensive-minded player that is really important, especially in Foundation League, to have in your roster, especially when you're coming up against an offense like the Hurricanes, who are just so dominant when they go forward.
Well, the going forward is for the Eclipse right now. I said Sad Boy just trying to gain control here. He's going to wait for the touch from Stanless. Waits a bit too long. Stanless with one to beat. Gets the dribble! And that could very well be a play to earn him a case of balls Grana, because my goodness, that was beautiful.
The control takes it up above his car. He knows Suck's out of position, just plays it over the back of him. There is not much you can do as a defender in that situation, especially when you've got a guy as good at shooting as Stanless, one of the best players for shooting in the Foundation League. He's got 41 goals to his name this season, discounting all of the ones he's scored this series, and he looks to add on to it with every single shot he takes.
Well, it's Stanless with the ball on top of his car now, looking to get another flick on target. Not quite able to make it happen there, but the pressure stays alive. Frog Dog almost able to jump on top of that. Sad Boy not as quick to respond. And again there, not quick to respond, but it'll be Suck able to build some space in the midfield. Good 50-50 from Sad Boy, able to grab the boost. He had a shot on target, but a bit too quick on the recovery, and he sends it wide.
A little bit of a miscommunication there from the two. And it's trying to find that aggressive spark as a shot comes out from Stanless. He gets the dunk on the Sad Boy. That came out of nowhere. And a great little piece of play from Stanless to take the game to a 2-goal lead.
And I could see what Sad Boy was trying to go for there. Just get some height. Hopefully they don't have the mechanical prowess to deal with it. But from what we've seen from the Hurricanes up to this point, that they're not going to be able to get away from that on the side of the Eclipse. You have to just assume they're going to be there. And when you don't, and you underestimate them even just slightly, they're going to pounce, they're going to score. And we see them do it to make it a 2-0 game. Eclipse have to try and find a way to respond. Suck with an opportunity on net, but just couldn't quite reach around the ball. And so we'll see the Hurricanes moving back downfield yet again.
Yeah, and it's been just a great offensive display. It feels like we're watching Game On all over again. Stanless, absolutely quality play. Plays it around Sad Boy on the wall. The last defender has gone for boost. Frog Dog has an easy shot. One of the easiest ones he'll score. Maybe not as easy as the open net from the last game, but pretty much up there.
Yeah, pretty much. The Eclipse, that's been one of the primary things they've been struggling with in this series. And that has been leaving far too much space. Stanless, what a play on that to get it around Sad Boy. Suck in position to clear it, but a good look from him there. Stanless is going to get this off the backboard. Frog Dog is there, but that's going to be a miss high off the right side.
Sad Boy now looks to counter-attack. He's got an open net to shoot. I don't think he realised it. Tried to rush it a little bit. Frog Dog was able to get back. And Stanless with a good save. Suck with a shot. Just goes wide as well. And now it feels like we're playing ping-pong. The ball bouncing back and forth between the two sides.
Stanless able to grab that boost and gets a touch over top. Suck, who has to find the save. 65 seconds, all that remain in this game. And the Hurricanes looking to clear out a game 4 to secure this series. They've got to hold on for just a little while longer, though. The Eclipse still with a possibility to bring this game back in line. But with how they're playing right now, it's not going to happen. Oof.
Yeah, you've got to feel bad for Suck on that one. He tries to, I think, run it into the post to try and take it over and around the net, but he just can't get the angle and ends up own goaling it. Frog Dog will take the acclaim for the goal, but we would all put that one down on Suck. And it's got to be just the most disheartening thing. You have such a great game, at Game 3. You start to look like you can pull the series back, and then the Hurricanes pull this out of their locker. Stanless specifically, just absolutely clinical on the offensive front. There's nothing you can do as a defender or as a team to stop someone on that kind of form.
And it was something I was mentioning before this game as well. Very much looking like the Hurricanes just had a bad run of it in Game 3, because they're back to what we were seeing from them earlier on in this series here. A 4, almost 5-0 win against the Eclipse in game number 4. This will put them up on the series 3-1 with just one more to go. And the Eclipse, even though they've lost this series, they still need to try and reach to grab as many wins as they can, which means they still need to stick with it going into this Game 5.
Yeah, if the Eclipse are to lose this next game, they will be out of playoff contention. It all rides on this coming game for them. The Hurricanes, knowing that the Eclipse will be out if they win this next game, you gotta think they're gonna tone up their offensive style just to make sure that they don't have another rival to face off against them when it comes playoff time.
Yeah, it's a do or die situation for the Eclipse right now. They've dug themselves into a hole, and it's going to be them that has to dig themselves right back out of it. If you got 5 minutes of Rocket League to make a stand, otherwise they're going to be spending the playoffs watching all of their rivals play for the comfort of their homes. It makes it just even that much more massive in this series that they do everything within their capability to find that W in their column.
Yeah, and I feel like all they have to do is try and get that offensive pressure that they had throughout Game 3. If they can find that aggressive bump demo heavy game, my apologies, and a sort of strong midfield presence, able to challenge early on the Hurricanes' offensive pushes, then I think this could be their game. But it all depends on, really, if Stanless turns up to this game. If he is on form, I don't think the Eclipse have a chance.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see here. Game number 5, the Eclipse's playoff hopes on the line. They have to get a win here. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it starts with a good demo from Sad Boy. It sucked to put it on target, but Stanless on the goal line, able to clear it away. Be a follow-up from Stanless now off the sidewall, but he's going to get demoed, in a good strategy coming out of this Eclipse team, getting more physical. If you can't block Stanless's shots, you might as well just block him out of the play altogether.
Yeah, and it's, again, leading into that style that they played in Game 3. If you can silence the key player on a team, you typically have a better chance of winning that game, because the other one is now having to step up and play to the high quality that his teammate has been playing all series long. Sad Boy has really come into his own on that demo style play. He's bumping, he's demoing whenever he can on the rotation back to stop that offense from coming out. And it's really been his sort of style that he's really evolved throughout this series. And I want to see him continue to do it, as a poor defensive touch leads to Frogdog getting the opening score with 1:15 gone.
Well, I can see why they're called the Eclipse now, because they're definitely out in space. They're leaving a whole lot of it open in their own half, and the Hurricanes are going to be more than happy to take advantage of it. They get on the board first here in Game 5, and it begins the death timer for the Eclipse, who really need a victory here. But the Hurricanes, like you mentioned, are not going to want to see their rivals in playoffs absolutely incentivized to take it the mile.
Yeah, Stanless, I think, was looking for a demo instead of actually trying to dribble the defender. Shot from Frogdog goes off the bar, and it feels like the Eclipse are just not as consistent as they were with their touches and their play, like they were in Game 3. The ball comes in front of the box and no one's there to deal with it or put it on target. Ball's eventually going to be cleaned up by Frog. They need to find a way to break down this defense like they did in Game 3. Because it just doesn't seem like it's possible again.
Well, it's still only a 1-goal game, so there's still time, but they have to look past the scoreboard and just look towards the ball to do whatever they need to take it one step at a time. That's going to be a pass down to Frog Dog from Stanless. Good 50 from Suck. As it comes back in mid, Sad Boy not able to respond, but Stanless, thinking he was going to be able to find the touch, ends up missing it wide, and now it's Suck on the counter. He's got possession. He beats Frog Dog on the 50. Sad Boy wrapping back around. This could be dangerous for the Hurricanes on the counter as they look to get it back in midfield. Back wall, Stanless looking for it and almost scoring an incredible goal. And Sad Boy looking to get a shot of his own, but blocked away.
Yeah, it was a very emphatic style shot there from Stanless. Very rare you see a ceiling shot come out in Foundation League. And if he'd have hit it, that would have been a surefire winner for Bulls Play of the Week. But Stanless with a great B and the car control. He plays it across the Frog Dog. He looked for the passing play.
If the Hurricanes end up losing this game because of flashy plays like that, it will rest squarely on their shoulders. They had the open net, and trying to be a bit too fancy cost them a goal here, and that could be a resurgence for the Eclipse as they're still only one goal down. It's Stanless up for it. He's not going to be able to find the touch. Suck's not going to be able to get there in time, and the Hurricanes able to make up for it and putting the game 2-0.
Yeah, and it feels like this goal, it looked like Stanless got a touch there. It says he got a touch and got the assist. Doesn't really seem like he got that much of a connection, but he taps it down, and the defense left flat-footed. They're unable to respond, and now with 1:30 to go, I feel like the game is just slowly falling away. Caster's curse. It happened. It always happens, League.
You got to speak it into existence, but I don't want to take away this play from Suck. Excellent follow through. He gets the read on Stanless's positioning beautifully, and they're able to stay in this game 85 seconds. It's a one-goal affair yet again, and the Eclipse trying to hold on for dear life to their playoff hopes as they push it deep in the half. Going to be a good get around from Sad Boy there. Frog Dog back with possession. Pass back to the right side. That's going to be a giveaway there. It's off the sidewall. Sad Boy does have it. Frog Dog, patience, a virtue for him as he reads it. 1 minute. Sad Boy with possession. Stanless looking to challenge. It's a good 50 for the Eclipse. Suck going to grab boost. Looks to jump for this. Frog Dog almost beat him. That's not going to be quite on target. The Eclipse, though, beginning to see some offensive pressure. Stanless not going to be able to get that around Sad Boy. It's cleared back downfield, but a double commit means the Eclipse should and do have this. Suck maintaining position, but he's going to get bumped away from that. He gets a bump himself. Sad Boy back on top, but now they've only got half the time remaining. Suck on it again. It's Frog Dog to clear it to the right side. Sad Boy to receive. He's not going to find the touch, and Stanless going to punish that whiff. This could be all over for the Eclipse.
Yeah, with only 20 seconds remaining, a dagger in the heart of the Eclipse's playoffs hopes. It's always heartbreaking to see a team that have been pushing, trying so hard to try and get back on the front foot. They overcommit, Sad Boy's caught too far forward, and Stanless with a simple shot, able to put it in the back of the net. A poor touch from Suck as the clock ticks to 10. I feel like this is all but over.
Unless they can score with 1 second left, which after that touch, not going to happen. The Hurricanes going to take the win in Game 5, take the series 4-1, and they take the Eclipse's playoff hopes and they shoot them into the sun as they secure a really nice win for them here.
Yeah, and it was a great overall series from the Hurricanes. A little hiccup in Game 3, but other than that, they looked dominant, they looked in control. The shots, the saves, everything about their game felt on par with some of the best performances we've seen in Foundation League in quite some time. And I'm looking forward now to seeing them as we push ourselves towards the final week of MLE Season 10. I can't wait to see them in the playoffs.
I can't either. I can't wait to see some of the clips that came out of this game as well. Frog Dog popping off at some point. So did Stanless. The Hurricanes was putting on an offensive masterclass. They looked really good throughout the entire series, and they're able to close out a defining 4-1 win. That's going to help them with seeding a lot moving into week 10. And that's going to do it for this series. But that is not all that we have for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. No. We've got plenty more Rocket League coming up. Stick with us. When we come back, it's going to be the Academy League Puffins and Sabres. You're not going to want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.